It's Kimmy Bell. Come along, get Kimmy Bell. It's Kimmy Bell. Come along, get Kimmy Bell. Hit the life, body, I could fly. Yeah. It's Kimmy Bell. Come along, get Kimmy Bell. It's Kimmy Bell. Come along, get Kimmy Bell. It's Kimmy's Well. Come on.
Welcome. What? Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you hear me. Lord, I hope y'all hear me. Can everyone hear me? Please put a 1 in the chat if the sound is okay. For some reason, I think it's... Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, so it must be... My ears must... Okay, thank you. Okay, welcome to Kimmy's World. Thanks for tuning in on tonight. Let me turn this music down because I can't hear myself. Thank you all for tuning in on tonight. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in on tonight. This is a show that I was not planning on doing. I wanted to talk about this particular situation. I'm clearing up some rumors tonight. Make sure you share this live. I'm clearing up rumors about Angie Stone. There is a lot of misinformation going around as far as conspiracy theories. There's lies, there's rumors. Y'all, it is just so much. It is unbelievable. But what I want to tell you tonight, I have the crash report. And we are going to be going over that crash report. Not only are we going over the crash report, but I will be talking to a truck driver that has over 50 years experience, and you all will hear his perspective on this crash. Welcome to Kimmy's World. Like I said, if you are new here, I want to formally welcome you here. Ask you why you're here, just to sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Depending on how long the show will be, I really don't want to do two parts. But these accident reports, when I tell you they are lengthy, and I do not want to miss anything because everything is important when it comes to this crash report. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, share this live. For those of you all who may be watching this video on a replay, we are live right now. But if you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and hit the like button. Also, put hashtag replay in the chat. For those of you all who are my day ones, y'all already know what to do. Go ahead, hit the like button, share this video, and also to support this channel, because I had to purchase these accident reports. I bought them. I purchased them. So to help support the channel so I can continue to make content like this, please consider either purchasing a channel membership, and the link is actually posted in the link is actually posted in the comment area. It should be pinned there. Also, we have super chats available, super thanks. And if you would, if you just feel so nice, you can go ahead and send a cash app. Everything that you send for this channel goes back into the channel. And it appears that I'm supposed to be doing an investigative report because I got another case thrown at me today, and I was shocked. So right after I finish doing this one, I'll be moving on into another case, and I don't want to say exactly what that is. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. Shout out to my sister. She's been a member for 11 months. She has been wondering what in the world is going on. She called me the other day, and she said, I've been seeing this and I've been seeing that about Angie. I said, you need to hold off. It ain't true. Just hold what you got. So anyway, how many of y'all ready to see this accident report? First of all, I do want to say this is a sensitive subject. It's not to laugh or to play, because someone lost their life. Not just someone, the Queen, Angie Stone, lost her life. Honey, I put on a dress today. Babe, I got on a nice dress. I ain't never wore this dress before. I said, I got to come correct for Angie Stone. So I put myself together for this. But anyway, this is a sensitive topic. Viewer discretion is advised as we're talking about these things. Like I said, there was a fatality in this accident. So please be respectful. There's also a poll that is going on right now. You can, read the question. And what I advise you is do not answer it right now. Wait till you hear the facts. And after you hear the facts, go back and answer the question then, and let me know what your thoughts are. Because if you take the poll now, you're probably going to lean toward to the record label did it. All right, so let's get into it. Everything we will discuss tonight, the materials and information have been prepared and are intended for educational purposes only under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Let's get it, y'all. And also, I want to extend condolences to Diamond, who is Angie Stone's daughter, her only daughter, and then her son that she had with D'Angelo, Michael. He also has, Diamond actually sings, y'all, her voice is fire. It's fire. It's beautiful. So Diamond sings, and Michael actually raps, and I believe he do a little bit of singing and rap, but Diamond's the singer. So y'all can check them out on their social media profiles. Condolences goes out to them, because we lost a icon, a superstar, but they lost their mom. This is their mom. So this is a very sensitive topic. The only reason why I'm doing it is because Diamond, like I said, I've been following her on Facebook, and I noticed, a lot of people are saying some really hateful, nasty things coming up with all these conspiracy theories, and it's not nice. And I haven't heard not one person explain this the way it should be explained. And we're gonna get off into it tonight. All right. How you doing? Y'all, I'm not gonna go through and speak to everybody because we need to go ahead and get to these documents. Now, once you see the beginning of these documents, some of the things have been redacted, meaning they've been concealed because there's sensitive information in it. And then I went over the document and I concealed things like VIN numbers for the vehicle. I concealed. And you can tell the difference between what I concealed and what was actually redacted. And I did it on purpose so you could see. Like the policy numbers for the insurance, I concealed all of that. I concealed the officer's name, the photographer's name, stuff like that. I concealed because I felt, and like the officer badge number, I concealed that as well. But the rest of the things, like victims' names and stuff like that, you're gonna see all of that has been redacted. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. I'll take a deep breath. This is heavy now. All right, let me make sure it's the right one. Let's make sure it's the right one, y'all. Okay, here it is. So what I want to first go over is when you see the color in this particular accident report, you see that I've highlighted location and time because this is a block of the accident report that has a legend to explain what these numbers are. Let me see, where am I? I'm gonna scroll down. Now remember that color, it says location and time, that color is yellow. I just want to show you real quick. Right here, I'm pointing like y'all can see. Right here, you can actually see where there is location and time. And so there's a reason why I did this. So when we talk about each particular block, we can go back and you can understand what the numbers are according to this legend. All right. So I'm about to roll this back and go back to the beginning. So I will not be saying the victims' names. I do know every single victim that was in there, their name, their age, where they're from, everything. But I will not share that because there are people on this internet who have been harassing victims. All right, so let's get into it. So the first thing was this document was amended. You can see it at the left top corner. It says check if amended. It was amended. Check if error correction. There was an error correction. And I did find some errors in the document. I'll show y'all. I'm real good with letters and stuff and numbers. But there is an error in this document. Anyway, vehicle. There was one vehicle. Pedestrians. No pedestrians. Nobody was walking. 9 people were injured with the first crash. 9 people were injured. The first crash, there were 0 fatalities. That means once you hear what happened, no one lost their life in the first crash. There were people that were injured, but there were no fatalities. Unit type, 34. Let me make sure I have that. So the unit type, let's run this down. Do y'all see that right here? I'm gonna have to erase that. 34. Scroll down. The unit type is a passenger van, seats any number if personal, up to 8 if business. The code unit type is 34. So let's scroll back up. All right, unit type 97. This, when you go to the ledger, I'm right here. When you go to the ledger, it's going to say 97, not applicable. It's not applicable at all. All right, let's run this back to the beginning. All right, so this happened on March the 1st, 2025. The time of the accident was 4:20 a.m. on a Saturday. Let me clear this up right here. Nobody was going to school. I've heard another YouTuber saying that somebody was going to school. No, nobody was going to school. There were no children, none of that. This happened at 4:20 a.m. in the morning. And let me give some clarity on this particular topic. Let me knock this off. On I-65, and I'm going to share my screen. On I-65, just when you come out of Montgomery, headed north, because they were going north towards Birmingham. I've been on this highway a many a times because my daughter went to Tuskegee University. I've traveled it at night. I traveled it during the day. This is a very dark highway. It's so dark that there are no lights. There are not anything. I'm going to share my screen. Stop here. Share my screen. I want you to see exactly what this highway looks like on I-65 North. This was right when the accident happened. Let me share my screen. What was that? I didn't know what that was. Okay. Share my screen. All right. Can you all see that? Let me see. Can I make it bigger? The only lights that you see is the flashing lights. Now, this was the accident the morning of Angie Stone's demise. This was it right here. If these cars were not there, and this is the type of highway, and I'm going to bring my expert in because he's traveled this road many a times in an 18-wheeler. If normally there's not a lot of traffic during this time. At 4:20 a.m. on a Saturday morning, there's not that much traffic. It's not even that many trucks. And you see some piling up, but normally this is a congested, when I say congested highway. I remember taking my daughter to college and it was back-to-back traffic on that particular highway, and we sat in traffic. That's how congested this is. It was not congested during this time, but it was pitch black. Just to tell you exactly, just to give you an idea of how dark it was. Okay. Let's go back to the document. Here we go. All right, happened on a Saturday, Montgomery County, rural Montgomery. Highway class is said number 1, which is, hold on, location and time. That was a main road. It happened on I-65 exit ramp, and Tyson Road. And you go down and it has some numbers here. And it gives you the mile marker, 162.6. Primary, okay. So primary contributing circumstances. Do y'all see that number 55? I just circled it. Let me see if y'all can see it. Can y'all see that? Okay, I'm going to remember number 55. This is going to tell you why the accident happened. I want you to look right here. It says the driver, it says distracted driving right here. Oh, shoot, I shouldn't have done it. Let me erase that. Shucks. Okay. It says distracted driving. Can y'all see that? Right here. Fatigue or sleep. That was the contributing factors of the first accident. The driver was asleep, y'all. Primary contributing unit, which it has number 1. Let's see. Hold on. I can't find that one. It's which is the interstate. Yeah. And first harmful event, it has number 11 right here, which is overturn or rollover. So he went to sleep and the vehicle overturned and it rolled over. You can see that right there. All right, there we go. We're going to scroll back up. All right, first harmful event. Most harmful event, which is number 11, which is he fell asleep and he was fatigued. School bus related. Okay, here we are right here. School bus related. It has a 1 right here. I'm going to scroll down. I want y'all to see this. I could just go through it, but I want you to see it because so many people are not, I ain't explaining it like this. Right here, no school bus involved. For the YouTuber out there, I don't call YouTubers names, but for the YouTubers saying that they were going to school, you was wrong. Reading is fundamental. And yes, I said it. School bus related. No school bus involved. Let's keep this train going. All right, here we go. Crash severity. It says B, which is right here. We're right here. Crash severity, which is B. Let's scroll down. Let's find B. B says suspected minor injury. Minor. It wasn't a major injury during the first accident. There was no major injury. And I know a lot of you all are saying, well, what happened? We're going to get to it. Distracted driving, which is number 55. We went over number 55, which was fatigue or asleep. He was asleep. Scroll down. Then it talks about the insurance. It talks about the driver. It gave his race, which his race is. Oh, shoot. What's this calling me? His race is black. Sex is male. Driver's license state is Georgia. Driver license class is Class C. A Class C driver's license is Class C allows you to operate vehicles designed to transport 16 or more passengers, including the driver or vehicle's placard for hazardous material, but not those requiring a Class A, B, or CDL. So he had a Class C, so he was able to transport the passengers in the Sprinter van. Okay, Class C. Restrict violations, which is 97. He does not have a commercial driver's license. That's what that means. Let me come down here and show y'all. Right here. Commercial driver's license. He does not, because he ain't driving he was not driving an 18-wheeler. He was driving a Sprinter van and he had a Class C. So that's why. 97, he did not have a CDL license. Okay. Endorsed violations, same thing. Place of employment. I remember this, number 99. It said unknown. They did not know where, which you can see right here. Place of employment, 99. Unknown. Are y'all following this with me? Can y'all see this? Yes, y'all can see this. All right, moving right along. All right, so we're gonna let's see how much more do I have to go with this one. All right, did I miss anything? Hold on. Oh, my bad, y'all. So right here it says sobriety officer opinion unknown. He did not say no. He said unknown. Right here, it said type of alcohol test given. It said number 1. So let's scroll to number 1 and see what type of test he was supposed to take. Talking about the driver. I know his name, but I'm not going to say it. Here we go. Number 1, he had an alcohol test They gave him a blood test. Now that happens at the hospital. You do know these accident reports are not made available right away. You had to wait several days to get this until they compiled all of the information, and then it was accessible to obtain. All right. So just remember that. Okay, so it says which I don't understand this. It says alcohol test results unknown. Why were they unknown? Yeah, I'm just asking here. Why was it unknown? These are the questions that I ask myself. I don't know. I can't answer that. All I can say is it says unknown. And when we get to the next crash report and you see the other driver, you're going to see the difference between the two, which is really confusing to me. Type of test given. They gave him a blood test. Blood test results. Remember that number, 99. It was unknown. Maneuver, 1. Let's see, what was that? Okay. It says maneuver. Here it is. Maneuver 1. Movement essentially straight. Now, we are talking about the accident that caused Angie Stone demise, meaning there was a fatality. That is what we're talking about tonight. I'm clearing up rumors. I'm breaking down this document, this accident report, because so many people are out here spreading misinformation. And y'all know Kimmy's world. I'm going to stick to the facts. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button, please. And thank you. It would be much appreciated. Let's see. Are y'all hitting the like button? We are going to listen. I see what y'all saying in I see what y'all saying in the chat right now. Please, we are going to get to that. I promise you, because I see what Fit to Flexing is saying. You need to hold off. You need to hold off. Please hold off. So anyway, let's move right along. All right. Boom. Let's see. Okay. Unit contributing circumstance, which is 97. And it says not applicable. That's what it said. Total injuries in unit, there were 9 injuries. They even give the wow. Yeah, I'm just all right, let me move right along because this is a lot, y'all. This is a lot. Emergency status. We're talking about the vehicle now. The emergency status is non-applicable. The type is said 34. Passenger van right here. I'm here. Passenger van seats any number, personal up to 8 if business. It wasn't an oversized load. Did the owner have a permit? None applicable. Contributing defect. Let me see if I can find it. Contributing defect. That's on the driver, y'all. Hold on just a minute. Not finding that. Contributing defect. I do not see it. So I don't see that one. All right, moving right along. Placard card required 97. It says hazardous materials, hazardous cargo, none applicable. This driver was not carrying any hazardous materials. We are talking about the Sprinter van. We are not talking about the 18-wheeler yet because the 18-wheeler is a separate accident. It's not even on this accident report. There were two crashes, 2 accidents. All right, he was doing a speed limit, allegedly. He was said speed limit 70. Well, that ain't no allegedly. Speed limit was 70. I asked my dad what was the speed limit and my husband. My husband actually passed by that area today. Anyway, Speed limit was 70. He estimated he was doing 70. Moved. There was no citation or offenses charged. They didn't cite him. They give him a ticket or nothing. They had a record service. Damage severity of the vehicle was major. The vehicle was disabled, according to this paperwork. And we're going to scroll along. Point of initial impact. 7. Wow. 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 So this is telling you the point of initial impact. This is going to play a major role. Can y'all see this? Okay. This is going to play a major role when I start talking about the accident. Remember, left side. All right, let's scroll down. This is talking about, see, here go a typo right here. Right there. They spell Baptist B-P-A-T-I-S-T. Anyway, these are the victims. They have redacted their names. They put the seat position, where the seat belt was. Some of them had lap bands. Some of them had shoulder seat belts, airbags. They talked about the injuries. Let me make sure. The injuries were minor injuries. The number 3, they had, y'all, this made me want to cry so bad. Oh, shoot. So one person had, oh, shoot, wait a minute. They all had minor injuries except for, wait a minute now. Hold on, y'all. Oh, wow. Most of them had minor injuries. One person was unknown. I just had to take a deep breath. One of the people were unknown. I'm not going to assume I must assume. The unknown injury must have been Angie Stone. There was only one. All right, so here we go. Injury. I mean, this is the accident. Listen, Unit 1, meaning the Sprinter van was traveling north on I-65. The driver of Unit 1 fell asleep while operating his vehicle, causing it to leave the road on the left shoulder. Remember that 11 I showed you, that front right tire? And it overturned when re-entering the road. So Unit 1 landed on its driver's side and slid to a stop as shown in the diagram. Driver of Unit 1 stated there was something wrong with Unit 1 causing it to snatch, and he had to keep adjusting the lane change malfunction feature on Unit 1. Driver of Unit 1 also stated he don't know what happened after about 2 hours into the drive. So I talked to our expert witness that is coming forth that's going to talk about this accident. And I asked him how, because they were coming from Mobile. Miss Angie Stone had just performed her concert there. Beautiful concert. And she was on her way, I believe, to Baltimore. So they were headed north on I-65. According to this police report, it stated that the driver, I'm not going to say his name, y'all, the driver, 2 hours into the drive, it takes about 2 hours to get from Mobile to Montgomery. My dad said it's about 140 miles to get from Mobile to Montgomery. That's about 2 hours. He don't know what happened 2 hours into the drive. That's what he said. That's on the accident report. So let's look at the crash report. So this is, let me scale this down so you all be able to see and scroll up. All right. So what happened was he veered off to the left side. You see him veering off. The truck flipped on its side and slid to a rest and stop. Remember, this highway is dark. Now, I am going to, let me see how I'm going to do this. I need a call for my witness. Let me see. I tell you what, let me run back through the other documents, and then I'll bring forth the witness once y'all see what's going on. All right. And then he can explain it. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen. That is the end of this actual report. No, there were no fatalities. That's the end of that report. This is it. There was 5 pages to this report. If you can see, there was 5 pages. All I did was highlight. And this is the legend to read the report. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stop sharing this. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button, please. And thank you. Tap the screen. Don't be mean. Hit the like button. All right. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Let's move right along. All right, so I'm going to share my screen to show this other document. Now, thank you, Facebook, for tuning in. Let me see. Who do we have in? I can't see it right now. Okay, let me see. Did I share the right screen? Is this the right one? Okay. So this is the other document. All right. As you can see in this particular document, let me make it bigger. There were 2 vehicles. It says it was 2 vehicles involved. That means you had the Sprinter van and you had the 18-wheeler. This is another accident report. Pedestrians, 0. 3. This is going to come into play. Why did it drop from 9 to 3? What happened to the passengers? Fatalities, 1. Unit type, 134. I'm just going to go ahead and go through this because we've already been on here 34 minutes. So I'm just going to, because I printed this out, I'm going to go ahead and read the legend. So number 1 said 34 passenger van, seats up to number 8, business, blah, blah, blah. Unit type 11, tractor semi-trailer. If y'all can see that. Local case number, fatality. This happened March the 1st, 2025. The time was 4:25 a.m. 5 minutes. There was only 5 minutes, you guys. Listen, I just want you to take your minds there. 5 minutes. There were 9 people in the van, in the Sprinter van. 6 people got out in less than 5 minutes. Remember, this van was on its side. 6 people got out. 3 was injured. 1 fatality. Okay, we did that. 4:25. It happened on a Saturday, Montgomery, rural county. All this is the same. All of this is the same. Manner of crash is set number 9, which is side impact 90 degrees. Coordinates, highway side, crash severity. It says K, fatal injury. Distracted driving, it gave 97, not applicable. Remember, this is the 18-wheeler. They're saying that the 18-wheeler was not distracted, according to this police report. It gives you the race, like all this stuff. It even tells you he has a CDL license, 97. He has a CDL license. Moving right along. No, this is a Sprinter van. I'm sorry. This is a Sprinter van. That's the Sprinter van. He don't have a CDL license. I'm sorry. This is him. Let me see. Oh, shoot, y'all. Wait a second. Hold on just a minute. Hold on. Just hold what you got, please, and thank you. Okay, now we'll get back to it. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. This is so heavy. There we go. All right. So that's the Sprinter van. We've gone over the Sprinter van. This is the 18-wheeler. This is the 18-wheeler driver here. He was driving for CRST Transportation Service. He had a CDL license. He had no restrictions. Driver's license class, it's a class A, which is, hold on, let me find it. Why is it saying class A? Oh, class A. He had a class A license, had a CDL license. I'm sorry, y'all. It says, now, do y'all remember from the first report that I showed you from the Sprinter van? They did the sobriety, the alcohol and drugs, and it said unknown. On this particular one, look what it said. Alcohol, no. The officer already knew. Drugs, no. Type of test given. That's a blood test. The alcohol results is unknown. So, for those of you all like, why is there a drug test given? You're gonna hear from the driver. Anytime a truck driver is in an accident, they immediately are going to take a drug test. Even if the state trooper or the police officer don't, their company is gonna give them a drug test. They will be drug tested. That is common. And he was not an owner operator, meaning he did not own his own business. He actually worked for this company, this particular guy. All right. Total injuries in unit 0. He didn't get hurt. He was doing a speed limit. He was doing 70. Speed limit was 70. They say he was doing 70. Boom. All right. There were 3 victims. They were transported to Baptist South Hospital, Montgomery. Now, here is the accident. Well, before we go there, I'm going to read it. Unit 1, meaning the Sprinter van, was lying on his driver's side in the middle of the northbound lanes after being involved in a rollover crash. Unit 2, which is the 18-wheeler, was traveling north on I-65 when it struck Unit 1, the Sprinter van, around the undercarriage near the front axle. Y'all know the front axle is up there by that front tire. This impact caused Unit 1. Y'all, if you're sensitive to a topic, please go ahead and exit off. Because this impact caused Unit 1 to rotate counterclockwise and come to a rest as shown in the diagram. Driver of Unit 1 stated he was trying to pull passengers, meaning the driver of the Sprinter van. This shuts down the rumor of the white lady who said, let's talk about it. The white lady who came forward. Hold on, let me go on and press stop. Because this upsets me. This really upsets me that somebody would sit up here and lie like this. There was a white woman that came forward that stated she pulled over. She saw the accident and she was helping a woman out. She never did call Angie Stone's name, but she was helping a woman out the van when an 18-wheeler came by and she felt a brush go over her side. I'm going to play it. Hold on just a minute. For those of you all who do not remember, we're going to run it back because this show is to stop people from Hold on a minute. This show is to stop people from lying. So here we go. Let me find a video. Okay, y'all hold what you got. She lied, y'all. The woman was never on the scene. The driver of the Sprinter van was helping people out of the van. And I'm going to delete this video off my page. I've already made it private on Facebook. I got to go through and delete the others because I can't stand a liar. Dadgummit, I can't find it. Where is it? Y'all, I can't even find the daggone video. Guess the one I meant to find. Okay, y'all just hold on. I thought I had it in here. Hold on. It's not in here. I don't know. Oh, well, we'll just move right along. I don't know where it is, and I'm not going to waste too much time looking for it. All right, let me go on and share my screen. Go back to the document. She lied. She both lied. All right, here it is. Driver of Unit 1 from the Sprinter van stated he was trying to pull passengers from the van as it was laying on its side when it was hit by Unit 2, the 18-wheeler. When Unit 2 struck Unit 1, the 18-wheeler struck the Sprinter van. The force lifted Unit 1, lifted the Sprinter van into the air, causing one of the passengers to exit the vehicle through a broken window. The passenger was pinned under Unit 1 and suffered fatal injuries during the crash. All right, so I'm sorry, I'm getting upset because I'm just visualizing the whole accident and it's horrible. So you can see the driver of the 18-wheeler coming. He's in the center median. Can y'all see this? The driver is in the center median. Can you not see this? And I'm going to have my expert witness to come forward. Are you ready to join? Let me see. All right. Are you ready to join?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Could you please explain, first of all, when you're traveling down I-65 North, what are the conditions at 4:20 in the morning?
It is extremely dark. That particular section of highway where the accident occurred, a slight incline there, the highway is, and it is extremely dark and hard to see.
So you have the diagram in front of you of the accident. Could you walk us through, as a truck driver over 50 years, could you walk us through what actually you believe, in your professional opinion, happened on this morning?
I believe what happened was it was extremely dark. The truck driver, when he recognized the accident ahead of him, he began to proceed to move over to his right. Now, it takes about 4 football fields to slowly doing now.
Your phone is breaking up.
Trucks don't stop very quickly. It takes time to stop. This is why that is crucial that trucks don't tailgate, because they'll run over someone if they do. And so, according to the diagram, from what I see, what happened, the truck driver was attempting to get over into the extreme right lane.
Hold on a minute. Could you
get over that quicker?
Your phone is breaking up. I don't know where you are, but could you move to another location?
Yes,
Okay, that's better. Go ahead.
I said that the truck, it takes approximately 4 football fields for a truck to stop doing about 80 miles or 70 miles an hour. And since it takes such a long time, he was getting over into the extreme right lane. He was in the center of both lanes when it occurred.
Why was
Had
he
he
in the
been in
center?
because
Why?
had he uh, uh, turned his wheel abruptly and got over quickly, he would have jackknifed. And most likely, if he loaded very heavy, most likely he would have killed himself.
He had
And
over
no truck driver.
26,000 pounds. He was
That's
loaded. He had over 26,000 pounds on that truck.
that's a lot of weight, and it takes a long time. The heavier the truck is, it's going to take more time to stop. Although he has a lot of wheels on there, he cannot stop abruptly. And it takes, like I say, approximately 3.5 to 4 football fields to stop. So if it's 3.5 football fields, you're talking about well over 1,000 feet. Most truck
Question.
lights in that particular area will not extend that far away where that he can see because it's slightly upgrade there.
Question. So, in your professional opinion, you believe that he was in the fast lane, probably passing another vehicle, and when he spotted the Sprinter van, mind you, the Sprinter van is black, and uh, do you think he's do you think he saw the van? Well, he had to, according to where his vehicle is when he hit him. He
He was
had to see him because he was in the center. His phone is still
proceeded
on.
to get over extreme right lane.
Right. So go ahead and finish walking us through the accident. So when he saw the vehicle, there were actually skid marks from where that Sprinter van is to a few feet up the road, which means what?
It means that he was traveling too fast to stop quickly. When he recognized the van was there, he applied his brakes, but because of the weight of the truck plus the load that he was carrying, which made it somewhere around 65 or 70,000 pounds with the truck and the 26,000 pound load, then he could not stop abruptly. And so he was doing the best thing. Had he not gotten over, had he not been where he was, he would have hit the van dead center. And if he'd hit it dead center, there would have been no one come out alive.
No. All right. Do you have anything else in your professional opinion about this accident?
My professional opinion is that the truck driver did everything he could to avoid the accident. Before one can become a CDL driver, there is extensive training. He has to go to school, number one, and number two, he has to pass the CDL test. And that is an extremely difficult test to pass. And
And not
secondly,
only that, they have started doing drug tests through what is that? Publishing Clearinghouse. They have started to do random drug tests
well,
almost every
not,
month.
not only that, but the DOT, the Department of Transportation, federal, because truck drivers are regulated by the federal government, not the states. And the DOT officers make random stops of trucks all the time. Some trucks get stopped 2 or 3 times a month. Some don't get stopped for maybe 3 months or 4 months. But if he's still on the road, he's going to get stopped for a DOT inspection. Not only do they inspect his license, but they inspect the truck as well to make sure that it's safe to be on the road. I'm sorry you went out on us.
So according to your professional opinion and according to this accident report, the 18-wheeler was not at fault. And there was nothing he could do to avoid this particular accident, given the fact that it was a dark highway. And you also spoke that the 18-wheeler could have not seen that Sprinter van, because when a Sprinter van flipped, the 18-wheeler battery could have came loose or the lights could have been knocked out, and he didn't see anything.
Well, if you know the lights, I mean, when he wrecked, the Sprinter van was turned crossway to the highway. There was no tail lights facing the driver. There was no headlights facing the driver. And most likely,
you're right.
Most likely when the accident occurred, either there was some breakage of the lights or something disconnected where the lights did not have power and was not on.
All right. All right. Thank you for your expert opinion. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and remove you from the stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, y'all. So y'all heard it. It was not the driver's fault. The white lady who said, and I'm not going to say her name, the white lady who came forward and said that she helped somebody, that was a bold-faced lie. She was not on the scene. That she inserted herself in a situation where she was not at. And according to, let me go ahead and stop sharing. Let me make sure there's nothing else on this accident report before I go any further. Hold on. Okay. We spoke about that. So for I had a question. They said it was 10 minutes. No, it was 5 minutes. From the first accident happened at 4:20 in the morning. The second accident happened at 4:25 a.m. There was 5 minutes. The something else I read. I didn't mean to put that there. I thought I erased it. The police was notified at 4:35 a.m. That's when the police was called. So that was what, 30 minutes? Yeah. That was 30 minutes. I'm not really for sure why it took 30 minutes, but it took 30 minutes before the police was notified. The police arrived on the scene at 5:25 a.m., almost a whole hour. You got to think, they were far out there, y'all. Like when you come out of Montgomery, I can't remember how many miles it is to where they were, but that is a rural area. Remember, this is Alabama's country, y'all, right outside of Montgomery. The EMS arrived before the police at 4:55 a.m. The times that were given to the news report saying that it happened at 7 a.m. were incorrect. This is an official document. It came from law enforcement. The marks that you see on this document, I made those marks, except for the redacted part that you see in black. That actually came to me like that. I do not know their names. Right here, it tells you that it was not a hazmat vehicle. There were 1 fatality sustained. There were 3 people sent for medical treatment. It tells you that this cargo van had over, let me see, where's the one? Over 26,000 pounds. Yeah. More than 26,000 pounds. And you heard it from the driver. With the weight of the load in the truck, that's over 60-something thousand pounds. That's a lot of pounds. Trucks cannot stop on a dime. And this is just a legend. And that is it, y'all. The rest of that is a legend. Now, let's clear this up. While we're already live, let me see. Y'all really don't have too much to say. Y'all pretty quiet tonight. Already said, yep, they can't stop easy because unloaded is about 38,000 pounds. When it's fully loaded, it's about 80,000 pounds. So it takes a lot to slow down 80,000 pounds. And that driver, he could have unalived more people. I understand so many people saying, oh, she was suing the record label. She was, it's a conspiracy theory. Let me tell you something. And I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be heartless. But it was just her time. There's been accidents that I've been in that I should not have walked away from. The dog attack that I had, I could have died that day, but I didn't. It wasn't my time. Some people can be in a minor car crash and they pass away, but this was a major car crash. She flew out of that window, and that Sprinter van landed on top of her. Now, I know there are videos going around of her laying in a casket, and shame on, and first of all, I want to say shame on that YouTuber. Oh, shoot. Dadgummit, this is Caden's teacher. Y'all, hold on just a minute. Hey, how you doing? Can I call you back, or maybe can I call you back in about 15 minutes? I'm live on my show. I'm getting ready to cut it off, and I'll call you right back in 15 minutes. Okay, thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. Okay, that was Caden's teacher, y'all. So I got to wrap this up. So, what was I saying? Yes, she definitely lied. The white lady lied. She was not on the scene. She was not. The driver of the Sprinter van, he was helping people out of the vehicle. That's why it was only 3 people injured. The rest of them were out of the vehicle, allegedly. Now, there's a guy, I'm going to show a short clip of this video, and we will be done for tonight. Let me find this video. And this tells you that, because a lot of people were like, it wasn't nobody hurt. Nobody was hurt. Yes, there were people hurt. There were people at the funeral who were hurt. Where's the daggone thing? There were people at the funeral, meaning that Tyler Perry's funeral that he did. Where is it? Shucks, y'all. Hold on. Just hold what you got. Y'all, please hit the like. Oh, there it is. I just saw it. There it is. There it is. Okay, I got it. Okay. Shout out to this particular YouTuber who actually did the work. He is a real reporter. He did the work. He did the lead work. And I'm just going to show just a few little clips of it. And just to shut some of this down. All right, let me share my screen. Yes. So Daniel asked, did it have cameras in the truck? Yes. Every 18-wheeler got those cameras. Not only has cameras, remember that video that I showed you, there were cameras on the highway too. This right here, I'm about to share my screen. This is the camera. They saw what happened with the accident. Look at here. This is the camera above. They saw what happened with this accident. Will it be released? I doubt it. Nor will the information from the truck. That video footage, we will not see that. All right, let me go ahead and share this, and then we're gonna head up out of here. Y'all gonna hit the like button. All right.
A part of this story closely, and I want to talk about some of the things I've heard, and I'm sure you guys have heard it as well, because there's been people who have essentially put Miss Stone places where she wasn't. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, right now, that one of the misconceptions was that no one other than Miss Stone was hurt in that vehicle. That is not true. Everyone in that vehicle was hurt. There's some people that are in wheelchairs right now. There's some people that are in wheelchairs right now. According to my sister and what I saw at the services, the people who made it, they were in wheelchairs. There was an ambulance on standby just in case anyone had any issue. But more importantly, she wasn't the only one. She was the only one that died, but she wasn't the only one that was a part of that sustained serious injuries. With that said, there was this conversation about her being the last one out the vehicle. And from my sources, when she was being brought out, before she was able to get out the vehicle,
yes, that's Byron.
18-wheeler hit the vehicle. There were other people, when the 18-wheeler hit the vehicle, there were other people in that vehicle. So the notion that she was the last one out and she was seen sitting on the side of the road and someone's talking to her or was trying to talk to her, that is not true.
That's a whole lie. Y'all know that's true.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who ran with that story.
That's right. He's right.
But it's important. So what's I'm going in and out.
So I'm going to stop that here. I thought it was important for me to go ahead and share that. If y'all want to hear more about this, we can do this on a part 2. We've already been live for 1 hour and 7 minutes. You know, a lot of people are running with a lot of narratives, and shame on the person, the individual, and it's the YouTuber. And you know what? He is a veteran. I found out this joker was in the daggone Navy, and he showed up to Angie Stone's funeral in South Carolina. I'm a veteran of the United States Army, and for you to show up, and I'm talking to him right now, for him to show up at Angie Stone's funeral and wear them daggone Ray-Ban glasses and video record her body in the casket, and you run back to your daggone car and you upload it and show the video to the daggone world. What if that was your mama? You don't do stuff like that. You are not showing, like, you are a poor excuse for a soldier. You was in the United States Navy and you did that. You a veteran too. So shame on you. I'm very disappointed in him for doing that. I do not know him personally, but I think of veterans in high regards. And for him to do something like that, that's terrible. And Angie Stone's daughter know about all of this because she said his name when she was live. She said his channel name. And I said, oh my God. And he doesn't even have a large channel. And he's spreading out false narratives. Stick with the accident report. There's no conspiracy. The record label did not cause this accident. It was an unfortunate situation. Please. It was an unfortunate situation. She lost her life. And more people could have died on that day if the 18-wheeler driver was not driving defensively. So I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I will be covering another story. I'm investigating another story right now. Shout out to the person that dropped that bomb in my email. Baby, they dropped it, honey. I said, oh my God. So if you have a story that you want me to cover that I don't know about and you got some information, send it to my email. My email is kimmyst@gmail.com. I'll put it right here. If you want to support the channel, because in the direction that I'm going right now, this stuff costs money. Every document that you pull, it costs money. It is not free. I have to pay for each and every document that I pull. So if you would like to support the channel, you are more than welcome. You could do Cash App. You could do Super Chat, Super Thanks. You can purchase a membership. You can share this video, watch the video, or engage, whichever one you want to do. I appreciate each and every one of you all for being on the show today. And until the next time becomes the right time, y'all make sure y'all continue to keep Diamond and Michael in your prayers. Really, she's going through a lot. She is really going through a lot. I've been watching her on Facebook. I do know she has a Cash App For those of you all like, oh, she begging for money. Her mama got money. Her mama got money. Whether she got money or not, if that will ain't written right and her name is not on her mama's account, she can't get that money. They got to go to court. They got to go to court so she can get the coins. So we don't know what's going on, right? I do know some mosquito in here. Oh, Lord. Got it. Don't bite me. I do know they have t-shirts on sale. I'm actually going to purchase a t-shirt. I believe they're like $49. You can go to Angie Stone's page on Instagram. They're selling t-shirts. Y'all do know she has coffee and all that kind of stuff on her website. So you can still support her, which will in turn, I hope, go to her children and her grandchildren. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. And until the next time becomes the right time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing.